Jay Garrick, the Golden Age Flash. In the early days of DC Comics, Jay Garrick stood as the symbol of heroism. As the first Flash, he wasn't just fast, he was a pioneer of the Speed Force, embodying an era of hopeful innocence. Created in 1940, Jay was a reflection of the Golden Age, a time when heroes were timeless, straightforward, and larger than life. With his iconic winged helmet and his red and gold suit, Jay's appearance alone was a declaration of his place in the legacy of speed. But while Jay's powers may not have evolved at the same pace as later speedsters, his connection to the Speed Force made him essential to the fabric of the multiverse. Jay Garrick's speed was the foundation on which others would build, setting the tone for future generations. The Speed Force was an enigma to Jay at first, a mystery that he learned to tap into by accident when inhaling hard water vapors in a laboratory experiment. That moment unlocked an innate ability that made him faster than any man alive, though not as fast as those who would come after him. Despite being the slowest in comparison to modern speedsters, Jay was far from weak. His speed was impressive, capable of breaking the sound barrier and outrunning bullets, but his limitations were clear when put beside the likes of Barry Allen or Wally West. Jay's main role has always been as a mentor and a key figure in the Speed Force lore. Jay's legacy is that of the mentor who set the stage for the speedsters who would follow. Without him, the era-defining speedsters of the Silver Age and beyond might never have existed. Wallace West, the second Kid Flash. Wallace West, often overshadowed by Wally West, is a speedster with his own unique story. When Wally West, the original Kid Flash, vanished into the Speed Force, Wallace took up the mantle in a time when Barry Allen had been lost to the world. Wallace's journey wasn't one of inherent power or legacy. Rather, it was a path forged through adversity and a sense of duty. Wallace's speed, while impressive, often struggled to keep up with the likes of Wally or Barry. His main strength lies in his adaptability, his ability to grow and improve over time. As a speedster, he lacks the natural connection to the Speed Force that Wally possesses, but he compensates with an unyielding drive and the ability to learn from those around him. Wallace's journey is one of determination, constantly pushing himself to the limit to become faster. However, he always seems to fall just short of reaching the heights of the greatest speedsters. Despite this, Wallace plays a crucial role within the Speed Force lore. He is often seen as a more grounded, relatable hero, someone who isn't simply born with godlike powers, but has to earn every ounce of his strength. Wallace's connection to the Speed Force is also a reminder that it's not always about raw speed, but the heart behind the power. Savatar, the god of speed. Savatar's story is one of tragedy, obsession, and power. Once a soldier in the Speed Force, Savatar sought to master the Speed Force itself, and in doing so, he turned against his fellow speedsters. His desire for speed grew so intense that he literally transformed into the god of speed, seeking ultimate power and domination over all who could challenge him. Savatar is different from most speedsters in that his connection to the Speed Force is one of control rather than symbiosis. While Barry Allen and Wally West are often depicted as running alongside the Speed Force, Savatar sought to become the master of it. This obsession drove him to the extremes, and it made him one of the most dangerous speedsters in existence. However, Savatar's speed, while godlike, was ultimately tied to his insanity and the corruption that came with it. Savatar's powers were impressive, allowing him to manipulate time and space, alter his own molecular structure, and even tap into the Speed Force's destructive capabilities. But despite his godlike status, Savatar's speed was limited by his own obsession and egotism. He could never truly match the raw power of Barry or Wally. Hunter Zolomon Zoom, the manipulator of time. Hunter Zolomon's story as Zoom is one of manipulation and loss. Unlike other speedsters, Zolomon was not granted his powers by the Speed Force. Instead, he was forced into his tragic role after an accident that left him disabled. Seeking a way to reverse the trauma in his life, he turned to the Speed Force, where he made a fateful decision. He would use time itself as a weapon. Zolomon's speed comes not from the Speed Force directly, but from his manipulation of time. He is able to move so quickly that he can alter the flow of time around him, creating the illusion that he is moving faster than the speed of light. His abilities make him a terrifying opponent, as he can strike at any moment, regardless of time constraints. He can travel through time, change timelines, and even cause great suffering by exploiting the past and future. But as fast as Hunter Zolomon is, his limitations are clear. He can manipulate time, but he cannot fully control the Speed Force as the Flashes can. His obsession with saving people by creating trauma in their lives makes him a tragic character. Zoom is dangerous, but his emotional instability makes him a constantly unpredictable force. Jessie Quick, the daughter of Liberty Bell and Johnny Quick, is one of the most unique speedsters in the DC universe. She inherited a blend of her parents' powers, combining Johnny's speed and Liberty Bell's strength, but mastering her speed was never easy. Her connection to the Speed Force was always more balanced. She could tap into it, but had to learn to do so in a controlled way. Raised to live up to both parents' legacy, Jessie wasn't just a speedster, she became a symbol of balance and strategy. She could match Wally West and Barry Allen's speeds, but her intelligence and quick thinking made her just as dangerous in combat. Jessie could run across dimensions, although her speed still didn't match those deeply connected to the Speed Force, like Wally or Barry. Next, we have Godspeed August Hart, a man driven by vengeance and obsessed with surpassing all other speedsters. After his brother's tragic death, August was granted the powers of the Speed Force, but corrupted by his obsession with speed. Unlike other speedsters, Godspeed can siphon speed from others, draining their powers to add to his own, making him a terrifying opponent. His quest for vengeance and control of the Speed Force sets him apart. Godspeed's obsession makes him an unpredictable and dangerous force. Though he can rival Wally and Barry's speeds, his dark methods and motives make him a much more tragic figure, forever seeking more power. Red Death, a twisted version of Batman from an alternate universe, merges his intellect with the Speed Force to become a terrifying hunter. Faced with Gotham's ruin, Bruce Wayne merged with the Speed Force to become the fastest man alive, but at a terrible cost. Red Death's speed is intertwined with Batman's strategy and intellect, making him a hunter who uses speed to eliminate threats before they know it. His ability to manipulate time itself, slowing or speeding up reality, makes him nearly unstoppable, combining raw power with brilliance. Red Death is one of the most dangerous iterations of Batman, combining intellect with the raw power of the Speed Force to outsmart his enemies. Now, Barry Allen, the original Scarlet Speedster, whose connection to the Speed Force makes him the central figure in the Flash family. Barry's accident, combining chemicals with a lightning strike, transformed him into the fastest man alive, marking the beginning of his heroic journey. Over the years, Barry faced many foes, from the Reverse Flash to time travel challenges, but his speed always led him to solutions. Barry's connection to the Speed Force allows him to break barriers. He can run faster than light, vibrate through solid objects, and even time travel. Barry's greatest achievement was breaking the time barrier to save the universe, cementing his place as a hero who embodies hope across the multiverse. The Black Flash represents the darker side of the Speed Force, a terrifying entity that functions as the Grim Reaper for speedsters. Not just a figure of death, but a force that ensures the balance of the Speed Force is maintained by bringing speedsters to their inevitable end when their time has come. Black Flash is often seen as an embodiment of death for those who draw from the Speed Force too recklessly, making it clear that even the fastest can't outrun fate forever. Originally appearing as a harbinger of death, the Black Flash is often linked with the concept that the Speed Force itself has its own form of justice. The Black Flash serves as a reminder that no matter how fast you are, no one can escape death. In this sense, Black Flash is an elemental force, a personification of the Speed Force's darker responsibilities. The speedster Black Flash is more than just a looming presence. He is a dangerous foe for anyone connected to the Speed Force, even for the likes of Barry Allen, Wally West, and other speedsters. His ability to drain speedsters of their power, rendering them powerless and aging them in an instant is part of his lethal nature. When Black Flash appears, it is a signal that the time for a speedster has run out, and no amount of speed can change their fate. Wally West, the Kid Flash who became the true Flash, is often regarded as the most powerful speedster to ever exist, eclipsing even Barry Allen at his peak. Wally's connection to the Speed Force is unique. He was initially granted his powers by Barry Allen's lightning strike, but over time, Wally became much more than just Barry's sidekick. In fact, Wally's bond with the Speed Force surpassed Barry's, making him not just faster, but capable of feats that Barry could only dream of. Wally West's journey to becoming the fastest man alive is one of growth and transformation. As Kid Flash, Wally initially struggled to control his powers. However, over time, he learned how to push his limits, eventually becoming not only Barry's successor, but the embodiment of the Speed Force itself. Wally's deep connection to the Speed Force allowed him to manipulate it in ways other speedsters couldn't, and his feats reflected this mastery. Wally's ability to break the laws of physics, travel through time, and even phase through dimensions is a testament to his immense speed. He has outrun death, the Anti-Monitor, and even the very fabric of reality itself. One of his most iconic moments came during the crisis on Infinite Earths, when Wally, filled with the power of the Speed Force, outran death itself and helped defeat the Anti-Monitor, an event that reshaped the entire multiverse. Wally is not just fast in terms of raw speed, but his speed allows him to access infinite possibilities, making him a transcendent figure in the Speed Force. He has run so fast that he has interacted with alternate versions of himself, communed with the Speed Force, and even resurrected other speedsters. His deep emotional connection to the Speed Force gives him an edge over any other speedster, as it allows him to tap into its infinite power and potential. Wally, or Wallace, is not just a speedster, he is the culmination of everything the Speed Force has ever represented. An alternate version of Wally West from a future where the Speed Force has become its own entity. He is an avatar of the Speed Force itself, able to transcend time, space, and reality. Abilities go far beyond what any speedster has achieved. His connection to the Speed Force is so profound that he can manipulate time itself, changing events in history and altering the course of the future. He can exist outside the conventional rules of the Speed Force, bending them to his will and pushing the boundaries of what's possible for a speedster. Wally's speed is so immense that he can break through the very fabric of the multiverse, creating and destroying realities with the mere flick of his wrist. He is the living embodiment of the Speed Force, and nothing in the universe is faster or more powerful than him. His connection to the Speed Force is not just about running fast, it's about controlling the very energy that drives time itself. And his feats make every other speedster look slow in comparison. While Wally may have started as a version of Wally West, his transformation into a living embodiment of the Speed Force makes him a being of limitless potential. He is, without a doubt, the fastest entity ever created in the DC Universe, faster than the Speed Force itself. In his wake, no one, not even the gods of the multiverse, can outrun him. And the final word on the concept of speed.